Good morning, children. So in the previous class, we have completed our chapter 9, area of plane figures. Today I'll start our chapter 10, direct and inverse proportions. So before going that, proportion means when two ratios are equal, then we can say that they are in proportion. So to calculate proportion, we need two quantities. To calculate proportion, we need two quantities. So here, in this proportions, we have two types of proportions, direct and inverse. So what is direct? Direct means, see, if you consider two quantities, what is that? For example, in your home, four members are there. So daily your mother will cook 2 glasses of rice. For 4 members, she'll cook 2 glasses of rice. Okay, so what happened is, holiday came, a Christmas holiday, recently Christmas holiday came. So, your relatives came to your home. 2 members came. Your relatives came. So, daily what she'll do? For 4 members, she'll do only 2 glasses of rice. Now, 2 members extra came. What will she do? Will she cook only 2 glasses of rice or more? Here, the number of people increased. Okay, first it is like this, balanced, 4, 2. Next what happened? It is increased. This is here only. First this is like this, 4 and 2. So what happened? This is increased, 6 members. Now, what will she do? Will she cook only 2 glasses or will she increase the rice? Obviously, if you cook 2 glasses of rice, it won't be sufficient for all the 6 members. So what will she do? She'll increase the rice. She'll cook 3 glasses of rice. She'll cook 3 glasses of rice. For 2 members, 1 glass. Like that, she'll cook 3 glasses of rice. Now see, when people increase, number of members increase, the rice cooked is also increased. Both quantities increased together. Okay, so they stayed at your home for 2 days. So she daily cooked 6 glasses, and then 2 days after they went home. Now again you became 4 members, decreased. Now what will she do? She'll cook only 2 glasses, decreased. When people decreased, this rice cooked also decreased. When two quantities either increase or decrease, both must be, not one, both must be same change happen. If in both quantities same change is happening, then we can say that they are in direct proportion. And also the ratio must be same. After that, x, if x is one quantity, y is one quantity, then x by y is always must be constant. Then only we can say they are in direct proportion. Mathematically, see the definition. If x and y are any two quantities such that both of them either increase or decrease together and x by y remains constant, then we say that x and y are in direct proportion. This can be written as x directly proportional. This is proportional symbol. X directly proportional to y. And if you bring this y to this side, x by y is equal to k. K is a constant. X by y is equal to k. So this is also can be written as the ratios. When whatever the number of we can take quantities values, x1 by y1 is always equal to x2 by y2, and go on x3 by y3, x4 by y4, like that. If all the ratios are same, means we can say that they are in direct proportion. We cannot see always increasing, both are increasing or decreasing. Mathematically, to know simply, what you have to do, if they have given, see like this one box is given, xy quantities are given, asked you to find whether they are in direct proportion or not. See 2, 3, 4. Like this they have given values, x values and y values, and asked you whether they are in direct proportion or not. What you have to do? For direct proportion, you should find x by y, whether x by y is constant or not. 2 by 4, 1 by 2, 3 by 6, 1 by 2, 4 by 8, 1 by 2. All the values are same. X by y ratio is same. So when x by y ratio is same means we can say that the two quantities x and y are in direct proportion. Okay. So based on this, how to solve? We have a totally complete exercise based on direct proportion. Let me explain those and give you homework also. You can complete exercise 10.1 and I'll give you, let me explain 2 examples also. Now I'll explain example 1. See here example 1 is given. If the cost of 65 tea packets of same size is 2600, what is the cost of 75 such packets? See, first you should know whether they are in direct proportion or not. See, for that what you have to do? Simply consider the quantities. Don't consider the numbers. Simply consider the quantities first. So, first write the quantities. What are the given quantities that you should write? First, what are the quantities here? Tea packets. And then cost. Tea packets we can consider it as X and cost we can consider as Y. 2 variables, consider 2 variables. Here quantities you have to consider 2 quantities. X and Y are 2 quantities. X is tea packets, number of tea packets, and Y is cost of those packets. Obviously, with the cost number of tea packets increased means cost will also increase. Yes or no? If you buy 2 packets and then if you buy 4 packets, the cost will increase. So based on that, based on quantities, you should see whether it is increasing or decreasing or it is in direct proportion or not. Both are increasing or both are decreasing. Like that you should consider. You should see only the quantities. Don't see the values. First you should consider the quantities. Here tea packets and cost. These 2 are the quantities they have given. So these 2 quantities, whether they are increasing together or decreasing together, that we should consider. Obviously here if you observe here tea packets, number of tea packets or number of shampoos, whatever it is. If number increased means the cost will also increase, obviously. So that means both are increasing means they are in direct proportion. Now write the values here. What is given first one? 65 packets means what is the cost? 2600. If it is 65 packets, cost is 2600. Then if it is 75 packets, what is its cost? That you have to find out. Now here, since X is directly proportional to Y or X and Y are in direct proportion, that implies. Now here, we need to find cost of 75 tea packets is equal to. Easy way, whenever it is in direct proportion, what you have to do is go for cross multiplication and then divide with the remaining value. Whatever you are finding, from that find cost of product of cross values. Okay, like this. Diagonal values, you should multiply them. Now write 75 into 2600. Multiply these two. Cross. Then divided by what is left here? 65. Then you will get the answer directly. If it is direct proportion, cross multiplication and division, that you should remember. Okay. Now see. 5 13s are 5 15s are 13 1s are 13 200s are 15 2s. So what is the cost of 75 packets? It is 3000 rupees. See, direct proportion, cross multiplication and division. Easy method. First you should write the quantities like this. Write it in tabular form and then find it. Very easily you will get the answer. Okay. Let me explain next example also. Then we will go for exercise. Example. What they have given, following are the car parking charges near a railway station. Near a railway station, car parking charges given like this. Number of hours, X quantity, parking charges, Y, up to 4 hours. If you keep your vehicle up to 4 hours, you have to pay 60 rupees. And if you keep for 8 hours, 100. For 12 hours, 140. And if you keep for 24 hours, you have to pay 180 rupees. Now, what you have to do, check if the parking charges and parking hours are in direct proportion. Whether these two are in direct proportion or not, we have to check. What I said, to know when all the values are given, how to find whether they are in direct proportion or not. What I said, what you have to do, you should find the ratio of x and y. X by y. Here, this is x1, x2, x3, x4, and this is y1, y2, y3, y4. First value 1, second value 2, third value 3, fourth value 4, like that. Okay, so first find the x1 by y1, x1 by y1. x1 is what? 4 by 60. What is the ratio? 2 2s are 2 30s are. Simplest form you have to write always. 2 by 30. And go for x2 by y2. x2 is 8 by 100. 4 2s are 25. 2 by 25. And then go for x3 by y3. 12 by 140. 2 6 are 270, 2 3 are 35. 3 by 35. x4 by y4. 24 by 180. 4 6 are 6 by 45. Now if you observe here, x1 by y1, x2 by y2, x3 by y3, x4 by y4. Are they equal? No. x1 by y1 is not equal to x2 by y2 is not equal to x3 by y3 is not equal to x4 by y4. If one ratio also is not equal, means you can say that therefore x and y are not in direct proportion. You can say directly. After this only you can say. Since x1 by y1 is not equal to x2 by y2, you can say they are not in direct proportion. Just simply I did all those. If only one also not equal, means you can say directly that they are not in direct proportion. You can write directly. If one ratio is also not equal, means you can write directly they are not in direct proportion. Okay, this is example 2. Now let us go for exercise 10.1. Exercise 10.1, first bit. See, first problem. The cost of 5 meters of a particular quality of cloth is 210 rupees. The cost of a cloth is given as 210 rupees. Find the cost of 2 meters, 4 meters, 10 meters and 13 meters of a cloth same quality. See, one I will do, 2 meters. What is given first? You should write the quantities now. Length of the cloth and the cost. X and Y. Now 5 meters cloth, 210 rupees they have given. We need to find 2 meters cloth. Obviously when the length is increasing, means the cost will also increase. So X is directly proportional to Y. Now what I said, to find the cost of 2 meters cloth is equal cross multiplication. 2 into 210 by, what is left? 5. 5 ones are 5 fours are 20, 5 twos are 10. 2 into 42, 84. Cost is 84 rupees. Same like that you should do for 4 meters, 10 meters and 13 meters. Remaining 3 you have to do. This is first one. Remaining 3 you have to do. Next, second problem. Fill the table. Number of apples and the cost of apples have given. 1 apple cost is given as 8 rupees. 1 apple cost is 8 rupees. What is the cost of 4 apples? This is you know already, unitary method. 1 apple cost 8 rupees. Then what is the cost of 4 apples? 4 into 8. 4 8s are 32. Then cost of 7 apples, again 7 into 8. 56. Like that you should fill the table. That also you have to complete the table. 2 I have written, 2 you should do. Next, third problem. 48 bags of paddy cost 16,800. Here, number of paddy bags and the cost or the quantities. Number of paddy bags and the cost of the quantities. Find the cost of 36 bags. Same. Write them as 48, 16,800. 36, how much? Same. Cross multiplication and division will get the answer. Fourth problem. Monthly average expenditure of a family with 4 members is 2,800. Find the monthly average expenditure of a family with only 3 members. For 4 members, it is 2,800. 3 members, how much? Same. If the members increased or members decreased, the cost will also decrease. So they are in direct proportion. So go for cross multiplication and division. Again same. Next term. In a ship of length 28 meters, height of its mast is 12 meters. See, mast means nothing but when you consider a ship like this, here they'll keep a pole like this. So that is mast. Okay. Now, the ship length is 28 meters, height of its mast is 12 meters. Here height, ship height, the mast height. This is X and this is Y. First is given, ship length is 28 meters means mast length is 12 meters. If the height of the mast in its model is 9 centimeters, 9 centimeters, what is the length of the model ship? How much is this one? See, whenever you consider this here, when the ship is increasing in length, the mast size will also increase. The ship is decreasing means the mast will also decrease. So they are in direct proportion. So it is directly proportional to y. Now how to find the ship length? By cross multiplication. Cross multiply and division. So that you will get the answer. Okay. Cross multiplication and division, you will get the answer. Let's do it. Next term. A vertical pole of 5.6 meter height casts a shadow of 3.2 meters long. At the same time, find the length of the shadow cast by another pole 10.5 meters high. The height of a pole which casts a shadow 5 meters long. Here, two problems I have given. Two different problems. In that same process, two problems I have given. First one is, what is this? Pole height. Pole height. X. And its shadow height, y. Pole height first is given as 5.6 meters and the shadow height is 3.2 meters. First one, find the length of the shadow cast by another pole when the pole height is 10.5 meters. What is its shadow height? Pole height increases means shadow height will also increase. So they are in direct proportion. So go for cross multiplication and then division. You will get the answer. Next, in that only, this is first one. Then second they have done same. 5.6, 3.2. The height of a pole which casts a shadow 5 meters long. You have to find the height of a pole when the shadow is 5 meters. Same, that is also direct proportion. Simply this cross multiplication you have to do. But whatever the values you have, which two cross values you have, those two you have to multiply. Whether like this or like this, whatever it is. Cross multiplication you have to do. Okay. Whenever you have two values crossly, those two values you have to multiply. So 5.6 into 5 divided by 3.2. You will get the answer. Next, seventh problem. A loaded truck travels 14 kilometers in 25 minutes. If the speed remains the same, how far can it travel in 5 hours? A loaded truck can travel. Okay. Wait. Seventh problem. A loaded truck travels 14 kilometers in 25 minutes. Distance and time. 14 kilometers in 25 minutes. If the speed remains the same, how far can it travel in 5 hours? How much distance it can travel in 5 hours? Here hours and minutes is given, so convert that into minutes or just 25 minutes to hours, whatever it is. So I am converting this 5 hours to minutes. 1 hour, 60 minutes. So 5 hours means 300 minutes. Same cross multiplication and division. You will get the answer. Next term, 8th problem. If the weight of 12 sheets of thick paper is 40 grams, number of sheets and weight, obviously they are in direct proportion. 12 sheets weight is 40 grams. How many sheets weight will be 62 by 3 kilograms, kgs. 16 2 by 3 kg. For this is improper fraction. Convert that, this is mixed fraction. Convert that into improper. 50 by 3 kg. This is in grams and this is in kgs. So convert that into grams. 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. So 50 by 3 into 1000. 50 into 1000 means 50,000 by 3 grams. Now go for cross multiplication, or number of sheets is equal to required number of sheets is equal to, let me do this one, required number of sheets is equal to cross multiplication, 50,000 by 3 into 12 by 40. 3 ones are 3, 4s are into 4 by 40. 4 ones are 4, 10s are 0, 0. So how many sheets? 5,000 sheets weighing 16 2 by 3 kilograms. Okay, more 2 problems left. We'll finish this session with those 2. Ninth problem. Here, a train moves at a constant speed of 75 kilometers per hour. So here, what they have given, speed is given 75 kilometers per hour. What is the meaning of that? In 1 hour, it will move 75 kilometers. 75 kilometers per hour. What is the meaning? In 1 hour, the train moves 75 kilometers. Now, first one, how far will it travel in 20 minutes? So, see, first given is train speed 75 kilometers per hour. That means 1 hour, 75 kilometers. So, distance is 75 kilometers and the time is 1 hour. 1 hour means 60 minutes. In the first problem, what they have given? How far will it travel in 20 minutes? 20 minutes, how much? When time increase, distance will also increase. So, both are in direct proportion. Go for cross multiplication and then division by 60. Next, the second also same. Find the time required to cover a distance of 250 kilometers. Distance and time same. 75 kilometers 1 hour. If the distance is 250 kilometers, what is the time taken? Again, go for cross multiplication and then division. Here you can take hours or minutes, whatever it is, as you wish. You can consider 1 hour or you can take 16 minutes. Either way, you will get the answer. Okay? Clear? Yes. For here, this is in kilometers. No, let us go with the hours only. Don't consider minutes. Here, this convert this into hours. 20 minutes means 20 by 60 hours. So 21 by 23 is 1 by 3 hours. Cross multiplication. Okay? Yes. Here also RT pass like before. Next, 10th problem. The design of a microchip has a scale 40:1. Microchip means it will be very small. So to make to understand everyone, the microchip design is made. Actual microchip will be like this, but the design will be somewhat big. Okay. So if actual microchip length is 1 centimeter means the design length will be 40 centimeters more. Now, if the design length is 18 centimeters, what will be the actual length of the design? So here also same. Go for cross multiplication and division. 1 into 18 by 40. You get the answer. So these are all homework for you. 11th problem I will explain in the next class, and then we'll go for next topic.